To have with me here today one of the very early residents of Timehri North, Miss Rita Sam. I'm going to actually ask Miss Sam to tell her story. Now, good afternoon, Miss Sam.
Good afternoon, sir.
When did you first start living here in Timehri North?
Well, I can't tell you what time. I married when I come a 16-year-old.
You were how old when you came?
16.
16. And how old are you now, madam?
It's 62.
You're now 62, so you were living here since you were 16.
And my mother used to plant near the guest house garden, and we used to go and pick. Sometimes 12 o'clock in the night we picking pepper. And for help she, for help herself, because we used to help her. And we used to be in the army, and we used to they helping she pick pepper, and sometimes they want, sometimes till 12 o'clock we picking pepper. So she said, well, I had my big son, he's big, he's small. She said, Rita, go and leave the pepper and I can pick it out and go and look for the baby.
So you used to plant peppers?
Yes.
Did you build a house when you came here with your husband?
Yeah, we build a house there. We break down the house from the guest house there. They put here so.
And did you ever see Bernard? Did Burnham ever come behind here while you were here?
Yes, well, I didn't go in front of the camera. My sister, she was
You didn't in front of the
small.
camera, but were you here when Burnham came?
Yes, I was here.
And what did he come for?
He come to see my mother planting greens, right? And she was small, a little baby like this, and she had a cutlass in her hand. And he take her out and tell her she's a little farmer because she had a cutlass in her hand. They in the garden picking pepper too, and she had a cutlass in her hand. She was a little baby like this.
And when did other people start to come live in this community?
Well, after we start build house, we first start build house, she must come with me. And when we start building house, then other people start. We chop down big bush first, right? Big bush like them trees was out there. Then we start building.
Okay, y'all start building, and then when did the other
Then
people
when
start?
we start building now, everybody start coming and start to build.
Since you've been living here since you were 16 years old, has anybody ever come and spoken to you about removing from where you are?
Yes, last year they come and tell to move, but
Last year, that's the first time.
the first time.
So last year was the first time after you're 16. You came when you're 16. You're now 62. Well, so after 40 years, last year was the first time that they came.
Here they come.
Now, since you've been here, has anybody ever come and spoken to you about the Chedijigan expansion project? Have they come and spoken to you about it?
No, nobody never come and tell me anything. I can hear people talking, but they never come and, like how me and you discussing, but never come and tell me anything like that.
Have you ever been invited by the airport, the minister, the government,
No,
anybody
no, never,
to any meeting?
never.
Now, we visited your home before we came here.
Yeah.
Now, that home that you live in, how long has that structure been there?
Oh, it's a couple of years. So
How long is a couple of years? Tell me.
I can't really tell you how much years now.
Can you point to any landmarks? Were children born in there that you can
Yes,
average?
my children born in there. They
In the
go
same house that we
in the
saw?
same house, yeah.
And how old is your eldest child?
Now this time she got to be 20 something.
Okay, and that's how long you've been living in that house? Okay, so you say you used to plant peppers and stuff
Yeah,
to keep
with my
yourself
mother-in-law.
with your mother-in-law.
Yeah.
And your husband,
Yeah.
is he still here?
No, he died.
How long ago was that?
9 years now.
Okay, 9 years ago, and it was your husband's father's place. Some of the present residents had been forcefully evicted by armed members of the joint forces from other lands which they previously occupied at the bottom of Timehri Hill and on the right bank of the Demerara River. Farmers cleared virgin bush by hand to plant ground provisions and permanent crops. Over the years, the community grew to include a significant number of civil servants, prison officers, airport workers, and farmers. They built their churches, their places of worship, and even fixed the roads. The residents were encouraged and assured by the politicians that their homesteads were safe and secure, and that it was only a matter of time before they were regularized. The region assured the residents of their regularization in the following manner. And this is a letter dated the 14th of March 2005, and it reads as follows: "To whom it may concern. On behalf of Region 4 Democratic Council, Region Number 4 Demerara Mahaica, I hereby certify that Mr. Winston Eastman, a prison officer attached to Timehri Prisons, is the occupant of a plot of land situated at Timehri North, East Bank, Demerara for a period of 8 years. I must further state that the Ministry of Housing has begun a regularization process 2 years ago so as to result in the legal ownership of lands within the Timehri area. Based upon this, I would be grateful if Mr. Eastman would be granted whatever he seeks to help out in his future endeavors. Yours sincerely, Nigel Horatio, Regional Executive Officer, Region 4. I'm going to ask Mr. Eastman to tell us his story. Mr. Eastman, how long have you been living here?
Since 2001.
Can you tell us how you came to live here?
Well, after being transferred from Georgetown prison to Timehri prison.
Just to make sure, you're not an inmate, right?
Right.
You're a prison officer. Okay.
Transferred from Georgetown to Timehri, right? These lands, right, there were signs on these lines in front on this land, right across, right, from east to north, west to south, right? It's military. These lands are military personnel, and anyone found trespassing will be prosecuted. That means these lands were for police, prison, and fire, right, to be built. It happened so that this place was a big bush, right, and it took me about actually a whole year to clean it to get it like this.
You cleared the land yourself?
Yeah.
So you cleared this lot
Yes.
that your house
Yeah.
is on yourself?
Yeah.
With your bare hands?
Yeah.
And it took you how long?
About a year to clear up, get everything from the sun out, all the grass, the big trees, the trunks and everything.
And after you cleared, what did you do?
After it cleared, right? After the land clear, right? I didn't know what other step to take because the same people started clear also. Okay? Howbeit, a few officers started to build. And a letter came from our director telling us to cease building because something with housing, okay? Howbeit, we ceased building. The officer in charge at that time was Mr. Marshall, okay? Another letter come about 3 months after, say we could continue the process, right? So after, it gave me a little more confirmation that, well, look, everything is okay. So I started to get up at my blocks and so on. So I decided to seek further. So I went to the NDC, that's out there at the regional, and I explained to them. They said, okay, they would give me a letter, and they gave me this letter.
Which letter is this? This is a letter dated the 14th of March 2005?
5 years.
And this letter actually